Football as we know it today has been around for hundreds of years, and if you look even further back in time, when the rules may have been a little bit more construed and the game might not be as recognisable, the beautiful game can be traced back nearly 3,000 years. However, 100 years ago, the game was not as beautiful, as there was no tiki-taka or barely any team play, no silky skills displayed or bicycle kick goals. The objective was getting the ball, even if it had to be by brute force, into the opposition's goal. But in Asia, where football also originally stems from, there was a game similar to football that has always been beautiful to look at. This has the acrobatic kicks of football most people love without the disguisingly boring moments where nothing happens. We need this in the USA, forget American football. I wish this is what I learned on how to play when I was in high school. It should be an Olympic sport, much respect. Why there's no anime on that? Looks slick as hell. They don't even have to exaggerate here. These are literally people with superpowers. With players jumping high, doing backflips, using skill and composure, all accompanied by excellent teamwork. You could almost say this was the origin of current football freestylers. It's a game with a court, a combination of volleyball and football, or even a version of the Shaolin Football Academy. But what was this game? How do you play it? And why do so few people know about this? Welcome to Would You Google This? What is the origin of Sepak Takraw? Sepak Takraw goes all the way back to the origin of football in approximately 300 BC China, where the game Suju, which is also considered by FIFA the origin of football, was played. Later on, the sport would be widespread into South Asian countries, going under countless names. Sepak Raga in Brunei, Indonesia, Malaysia and Singapore, Takraw and Ragu Raga in Indonesia, Sipa in the Philippines, Chinlon in Myanmar, Takraw in Thailand, Karta in Laos, Sekde in Cambodia, Suju in China, Datsao in Vietnam, Jegichagi in Korea and Kemari in Japan. Of course, the game would go on to develop in different countries with the slight differences in the rulebook. However, the heart of the game would stay the same. And if I were to tell you the detailed development of the game in each country, this video would be hours long. I'll be looking at the modern version of Sepak Takraw and how it came alive in the 1940s with the help of Hamid Midin, who really shaped the sport of what it is today. In 1935 in Seremban, Malaysia, Sepak Raga, the Malay name for Sepak Takraw, was first played on a badminton court over the net with players on two opposing sides amid celebrations of the Silver Jubilee of George V. This event is the earliest example of modern sport rules being used for Sepak Raga, turning it into a competitive sport. Badminton was preferred sport for the British, whereas Sepak Raga was mainly played by the Malays. In February 1945 is where Hamid Midin came into play. He presented a net and tennis-like badminton, accompanied by local Sepak Raga sportsmen to demonstrate Midin's new variation of Sepak Raga Jaring, net Sepak Raga, in the first tournament, which took place at a swing club. The new version was preferred due to the quicker pace, distinctive styles of kicking, and the higher standard of athleticism that is demanded. It pioneered the version of modern Sepak Takraw and also became the national sport of Malaysia. What are the rules of Sepak Takraw? To play the game, there are usually 3 team members, kuda-regu. However, it can also be played by 2 or 4 as well. The players can touch the ball with every part of their body except their arms and hands. The ball must have 12 holes, 20 intersections, a circumference measuring from 42 to 44 centimeters, and a weight that ranges from 170 to 180 grams. These balls are made from synthetic fiber or a woven layer. The court is 6.1 times 13.4 meters and has a net in the middle, which is 1.52 meters high. In the court itself there are 2 outlines, the service circle and the quarter server. The tekong, who is located in the service circle, is passed the ball by the feeder, who is located on the quarter circle, and starts the game off by kicking the ball to the opposing team. The opposing team can move once the ball is struck, and even if the ball hits the net and lands inside the court, there is no retake. The team who reaches 21 points first wins the set, and a game is won by best of 3 sets. These are the basics of the game, and of course, looking at the footage of these bowlers who make it look easy for an outsider looking in who has never played the sport, the flexibility which is necessary is just absolutely incredible. Having watched many videos about Sepak Takraw, it also becomes clear that this is their main focus. Control and flexibility, so that when they do jump through the air and kick the ball and land on the same foot, which is called a spike, they do not injure themselves. What are the competitions held? The biggest contest that has only taken place twice is the ISTAF World Cup, which is the International Sepak Takraw Federation. The competition was supposed to take place every 4 years, however it seems to have only taken place twice, yet with Thailand winning both competitions. This is no surprise as Thailand's national team has been the most dominant in all competitions and also had the apparent GOAT of Sepak Takraw, Supsak Funsweb, who is considered to be the best Sepak Takraw player of all time, having even gone into acting to act as a Sepak Takraw player who was held hostage in the movie Born to Fly. The other competition is the King's Cup Sepak Takraw World Championship, which began in 1985. The results are only available since 2010, however looking at these results, it's an easy guess to figure out which team was winning it in the previous years as well. The final independent competition I came across in the ISTAF Super Series, which had 3 seasons so far, and it was about accumulating points throughout the 4 competitions. Regarding the results, I don't know why I'm telling you because at this point, Thailand is just bullying their opponents. Sepak Takraw is also played at the Asian Games as well as the Paralympics, but sadly not at the World Games, and neither is it an Olympic sport. What are some skills and techniques in Sepak Takraw? Watching some of these guys play and seeing the way these athletes put their body through tough conditions to get better performances is insane. They practice jumping, and as mentioned earlier, stretching is the key. It feels like they have combined volleyball with badminton with the athletics floor. Also, the precision and skill to then kick the ball into the field, sometimes up to 100 km per hour, is crazy to see these players intercept the ball and smash it back at the opposing team at similar speeds. To start off, one technique used to get a hard serve is the horse kick. It requires flexibility, power, and a lot of skill to get this right, yet it can be most important as it starts to rally off to each point. The sunback spike is basically the bicycle kick, but instead of seeing this ever so rarely in a football game, you can see this ever so often in a game of Sepak Takraw. Finally, the roll spike, which personally I think is the most impressive and is pulled off in almost every play by the pros, but it just never gets boring. Flying into the air, kicking the ball and landing on the ground with the same foot they just struck the ball with. Can footballers play Sepak Takraw? I have found 2 videos of 2 football teams attempting to play the game, and in both clips, once the first pro pulls out a roll spike, the players are perplexed, but they give it a go. Having watched both of these clips and looking at the players, which are clearly on a pre-season tour or doing this for a media coverage, the players are not bad, but of course nowhere near the pros. It feels like the pros of Sepak Takraw are really not trying that hard and don't really seem to be all too concerned. The footballers are also seemingly going easy, probably due to possible injury and maybe even being contracted to not performing any crazy stunts. So, all in all, I think if pro footballers were to take it serious and give it a go, they would look great, yet not stand a chance against any of the top teams. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you learned anything new today or just like the video in general, please leave a like. And if you'd like to watch more videos like this, make sure to subscribe.